Video of just a quick reminder how to find the LCM and LCD. LCM is your least common multiple, and the LCD is your least common denominator. So on the back, we're going to flip this over. I'm just going to do an example problem. It's not one of these, but just to remind you how to do it. So the least common multiple, and we abbreviate that as LCM. The least, so it's the smallest, your smallest, common, what they have in common, and multiple. Think of multiple as more. Multiples are going to be more than your number that you started with. So we have 4 and 10, and we need to find the least common multiple. What that means is what's the lowest number, what's the smallest number they both go into. So think of multiples of 4. Multiples of 4 are 4. 4 times 1, 4 times 2, 4 times 3, 4 times 4, 4 times 5, 4 times 6. Now you don't have to list them all, but then multiples of 10. Multiples of 10 are 10 times 1 is 10, 10 times 2 is 20, 10 times 3 is 30, 10 times 4 is 40. The least common multiple. So you look, what is the lowest number they both go into? So knowing your facts and knowing your multiples very quickly really helps. But the least common multiple, so the least common multiple of 4 and 10, the LCM is 20. So the LCM, the least common multiple, is 20. That's the lowest number they both go into. A lot of people will say 40. You're right, 40 will be a common multiple, but not the least common. So you want the least common. Now the least common denominator, same thing. The only reason it's called denominator is because it's written as a fraction, and it's the number on the bottom. So the LCD, the least common denominator. So for example, if we have 1/4 and 1/10, well, the lowest denominator they both go into, the lowest number, the least common denominator, would be 20. So now remember, when you write equivalent fractions, when you change one of them, I need to change 4 times 5 will give me 20, but I also need to change the numerator. So 1/4 would be 5/20ths, and the 10 I need to change to 20, so it's going to be 2/20ths. So the two fractions, equivalent fractions, and you can even write it like this: 1/4 is 5/20ths, and 1/10 is 2/20ths. So we're not adding or subtracting or anything like that, but what this is doing is helping us prepare for when we have different fractions in our next unit. So what this is doing is getting you to think about what's a common multiple of 4 and 10. So that's how you want to work this problem. So when you work this sheet, finding the least common multiple of each number, each pair, so knowing some of these, quickly, which is the lowest number they go into, and then rewrite the equivalent fractions with a common denominator. Rewrite both of these with a common denominator, but whatever you do to one, you have to do the other one to write equivalent fraction. So if you multiply by the denominator by a number, you have to multiply by the numerator. And then you're not adding or anything after that. You're just rewriting those problems. Thank you.